Remember when you were a kid and you were outside all day long with your friends and your parents barely even knew where you were until the street lights came on? Yeah, it's a lot like that. All right, so that was interesting. I actually did this video already. I did the whole thing. It was great. And then I realized that I had the lens set to manual focus, and so it didn't focus anything the whole time. So, all right, so this is take two. Uh, all right, so we'll try and make this as natural as possible, even though I've already said it all once. All right, so I wanted to give you all a rundown, not a rundown. I wanted to explain my purpose for this channel and my Facebook page. So several people have joined the Facebook page, and I'm so excited to have everyone there. And one of the first things that I did is I put out a poll, and I said, what are you most interested in seeing in, from my channel? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to share? And the majority of the people that voted in the poll, and this was before we were I think we're at 32 people now, 32 members on the Facebook page, which is very exciting. But I think we only had about 11 maybe at the time that I did the poll. So the majority of the people on the poll said that they wanted to know more about garden planning. And so, I kind of tried to include some information about that on the Facebook page, and when I found videos that I thought would be helpful for them, I included those on there. If I had websites that I thought might have useful information, I shared that with them. But as I started trying to make videos and put videos together to put onto the YouTube channel, I noticed that it was very difficult for me to figure out, what content I wanted to include. And I think the reason for that is because there was something else that was on that poll. It was further down, and there was actually only one person who said that this is what they were interested in. And then it sparked a conversation, which I'll talk more about in a minute. But, and that is wild play. And I included wild play, and I think probably that only got one vote because there was not really any explanation about what I meant by that. And so that really is kind of where my passion is. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know anything about gardening. I don't know anything about growing vegetables. I don't know anything about what kind of humidity or heat I need to have in my greenhouse. I don't know what to plant when. I'm figuring all of that out as I go. And so when I find something useful that I share with you, it's because I learned something from it, and I thought maybe you might too. My guess is that there are more people on my Facebook page who know way more about gardening than I will probably ever dream to. And, I would love it, just as a side note, if you all would include what you know. Share with us. Post. My page is set up so that anyone who has an idea or something that they want to share can share it on the page. So please, share your knowledge with the rest of us, because we don't. We're all figuring this out, and we're all at different levels. For me, I love to grow things, but not because I'm a gardening fanatic. I didn't want a greenhouse because I was a gardening fanatic. I wanted a greenhouse because I can't stand winter. I absolutely hate when it's cold and gloomy all the time. I don't like it when I go outside and the tip of my nose freezes and my fingers hurt because they are cold. And so, I wanted a greenhouse because I wanted a place where I could go and sit like a cat in the sunshine and just warm my spirit, So I'm very blessed that my husband saw and recognized that, and that he gave me this amazing gift for my birthday. And so, so that's why I'm interested in this. It's less about growing things and more about having that space where I can come outside and relax and unwind and play. And I look forward to coming out here every single day and playing. I can't wait to get my work done so that I can take that hour or 2 hours, or once in a while something will get canceled and I think, oh yeah, I have an afternoon that I didn't expect, and I can go out and hang out in the greenhouse. So that's my interest in the greenhouse. Now, the other side of that, the thing that I'm really passionate about, is wild play. And I'm passionate about that on two levels. I'm passionate about that with where it concerns the children that are involved in my life, which at this point are my grandchildren. I have 5 grandchildren, and 3 of them I see regularly. They come over and they play with me often. And so they have spaces in my home that belong to them, even though they don't live here. And not, a box of toys, but an entire room that is theirs, that I designed specifically for them to have a wild play space. And so what I mean by that, wild play, is the first thing that I did, and if you've known me for a while, you'll already know this, and please, I apologize for the things that I say over and over, but I want to explain this to everyone else. So when I first started redoing the playroom, the first thing that I did is I went through all the toys, and I found everything that had one purpose. If I pulled a toy out of the closet or out of the toy box, it was a toy box at the time, if I pulled it out and I looked at it and I said, this is how you play with this thing, I got rid of it. I didn't want to have anything in that space that only had one purpose. So I wanted everything to be open-ended. And not only that, but I wanted them to be able to carry things from outside to inside and inside to outside. So what I wanted to instill in them is something that was natural for us, many of us, when we were younger. We played outside. There's a million memes about there was only one place to play when we were kids, outside. That's where you played, outside all day long. If it was raining, you might come in for a little while, but usually you were out even then, right? We played in the snow, we built snow forts, there was no bad weather, only bad clothing, right? That's what they say now. There's no bad weather, only bad clothing. And that's how it was when we were growing up. And so we explored our neighborhoods, and I was the queen of mud pies. I can tell you how to make an amazing mud pie, right? And so I wanted my grandchildren to have that opportunity to be able to play like that also. So all of their things are in baskets so that they can, they have a basket of kitchen things. They have a basket of wooden decorative bowls and bamboo spoons, and I wanted lots of different variety and shapes and sizes, and but very interesting, the kind of things that kids usually get told, oh no, you can't play with that one. That's what's in their basket. They have a big basket full of it's made for duck blinds, so it's like camouflage burlap, big giant pieces of camouflage burlap that they can come outside and they spread it on the ground and they build tents out of it, and they whatever. So they have things like that they can carry in and out. And so my idea was that I wanted to engage them in nature in a way that they are not accustomed to. Most children don't play like that outside anymore. And so I wanted them to be able to ask questions and then seek out the answers. So, for example, they have sidewalk chalk that they can draw on the sidewalks like most children do. But one day when my granddaughter said, while she's playing with the kitchen things and has a little bowl full of water, because they have, water jugs, and now they have a rain barrel that they can catch water in. I'm getting to that. But anyway, she says, what would happen if I put this chalk in this water? I said, I don't know. Why don't you see? And so my idea was I wanted to provide them with a multitude of yeses. Or, when they're having breakfast and they discover that there are seeds in their orange, and my granddaughter said, can I grow an orange? And I said, well, let's try. What do you think we need to do? And so then we start thinking about that, and what does that look like, and how can we try to see if that seed will grow? She sees the seed and she knows that this is where oranges come from. Now can I help her get there? And so when I talk about wild play, I talk about it on that level with the grandchildren, but also in this space, this is my play space. This is where I come to dig in the dirt and to, I come out here and just enjoy the sunshine. I listen to music out here. I do projects out here. I dig in the dirt outside. I plant seeds here. I've, sanded and painted this sink that we had stored up in the attic forever and ever because I was going to use it out in this space. The space itself is a project for me. You know, I loved coming out here and putting this together. The grandchildren helped me lay the bricks on the floor. You know, my husband helped me put the posts in and dig the holes because his arms are longer than mine and I couldn't reach that deep. So, you know, this is my play space, and I have incorporated this play space into their play space. And so when I talk about wild play, it's not just for the kids, but it's also for me. And, you know, what can I discover and what can I learn? I don't know about garden planning, and I don't know about what seeds go where next to what other seeds, and I'm learning all of that as I go. And so I wanted to share all of that with you, and I really hope that you will stay along for the journey. I think it's going to be an amazing journey, but I just want to be very clear that while many of the people who have come to this channel or to the Facebook page have come because they are interested in gardening, that is not my first love. That is kind of secondary to wild play. And so I plan to play a lot, and I hope that you'll play along. And I hope I'll keep seeing you, and you'll keep inviting your friends, and those of you who are interested in all of the gardening things. There will be plenty of that because it is a greenhouse after all. And I do have things growing, and I do intend to continue to grow them. But those things are not what comes natural to me to speak about or to share about. And so they may be kind of a sideshow to the main things that I am really truly passionate about. And I do hope that you will stay and that you'll participate. And, you know, and those of you that are interested in the gardening stuff, throw it in there. We're all here. We all want to know, and I'll learn from you too. And I hope that you will continue to engage and invite your friends. And I will see you all soon.